I'd like to take you on a little imaginary trip to a scene. And if you would, invite you to close your eyes for a moment. You are now standing in the Roman governor's residence, the Praetorium, and there is a battalion of soldiers there. And a man is brought in, and the back of his clothing is stained with blood from a thrashing that he had just received. He's stripped of his clothing, clothed in a scarlet robe, and the soldier places a crown of thorns on his head. Another puts a reed in his hand. They blindfold him, they spit upon him, and they slap him and say, "Prophesy, who slapped you?" Mocked as if he were a king. Now, does this look like a king? You can open your eyes now. Now, with hindsight, we understand, but even then his disciples had given up hope and fell into doubt and despair. Their hope for the kingdom dashed. This has to be the greatest irony ever. An irony, of course, is something that appears to be one way, but in fact is another. What actually occurred in this scene is just one of the opening acts, if you will, in Jesus' conquest of the world, the defeat of sin, death, and the devil. Very few understood what Jesus meant when he said, "My kingship is not of this world. If my kingship were of this world, my servants would fight, that I might not be handed over to the Jews. But my kingship is not from the world." But hallelujah, it became crystal clear to them when the stone was rolled away. The suffering servant rose from the dead and ascended on high to glory. In our second reading today from Colossians, we see that all things were created through him and for him. And in him all things hold together. And he reconciled all things, those on earth or those in heaven. And he will come again, not as a baby, but as Pantocrator, the ruler of all. I invite you to close your eyes again for another scene from the book of Revelation. Then I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse. He who sat upon it is called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he judges and makes war. His eyes are like a flame of fire, and on his head are many diadems, and he has a name inscribed which no one knows but himself. He is clad in a robe dipped in blood, and the name by which he is called is the Word of God. And the armies of heaven, arrayed in fine linen, white and pure, followed him on white horses. From his mouth issues a sharp sword with which to smite the nations, and he will rule them with a rod of iron. He will tread the winepress of the fury of the wrath of God the Almighty. On his robe and on his thigh he has a name inscribed, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Open your eyes. When he returns, he will endure no humiliation, no suffering, or have a death to die. He will come back in his fullness, in power, glory, majesty, and might, as he truly is, King of the universe. No question about it. But the critical question is, that only each one of us can answer. Is he king of my heart?